me now is Ashanti Golar, a political strategist, grassroots organizer, and the president of Emerge, to talk to us about the power of representation. Ashanti, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I am so excited for you. Congratulations. It is late, but in your role, which is still relatively new as president of Emerge. And y'all, this is actually a really big deal and important that she helms this organization, because this is one of the key pipeline builders to women who run for office all across this country. And having a Black woman at the helm of that organization is really a testament to, I think, where we are in our politics, and an acknowledgement that we need to think far beyond what Wajahat and I were just talking about, these white women tropes, as we consider who our leadership needs to be. So welcome so much to Amplified. I am glad that you are here, and I want you to tell us, how did Tuesday go for you?
Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here. And you know what? Despite everything, Tuesday night was still a good night in the Emerge Network. I literally tell our team that I always wake up the day after the election, and I know matter what happens, we're seeing women elected to office because of Emerge, because of the team, because of our supporters. We actually have 118 women that got elected on Tuesday, up and down the ballot. But what I love, right? And the thing is, these are women from all walks of life, and they're women of the new American majority. They're Black, Brown, and Indigenous women. They're young women. They're LGBTQ women. They're unmarried women. They now have their seat at the table that you were talking about. And every election, it just goes to show how women are some of the best candidates. And they're also the candidates that are exciting voters, which is why Emerge gets to see now that we have over 100,000 of our alums serving in elected office, including Michelle Wu, who you see right there. She is an Emerge alum. And we have so many Emerge alums serving on the Boston City Council. We saw so many of our alums who got reelected to the Virginia House of Delegates. We have women that are first on city councils. This is the power of the Emerge Network. And it just goes to show that women, without a doubt, are not the future of the party. They're the now of the party.
Let's talk about Boston, because we just saw Michelle Wu there. Boston obviously elected its first woman and its first person of color ever. But what's also interesting is that Boston City Council is now made up of 60%, more than 60% women. And many of those members, including the newly elected mayor, went through the Emerge program. And so I would love for you to talk to us. I mean, we count in numbers like, yeah, we out here, we're winning. We're not yet equal to our, percentage in the population. But talk to us about why it matters that women are holding office. And, in Boston and beyond, like, what happens when a woman is the lawmaker?
It just goes to show really why representation matters. Let's look at this from the beginning. It started with now Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, when she became the first woman of color to serve on the Boston City Council. Once people saw that, we saw Michelle Wu run. We saw other women run. And over the past 10 plus years, we've been able to transform the Boston City Council into majority women of color. That is why we do this work. And I'm just very clear about the fact that it does take time, but we get it done. And I'll use Michelle Wu as an example about just why it's important to have women in these positions. When Michelle started serving on the Boston City Council, she became pregnant with her first child. And she realized that there was no family leave policy. Why? Because it had been all men. They never had to deal with it at all. So what did she do? She created that policy. We then continue to see more policies that were not only women friendly, but literally when we say things are women friendly, they're really community friendly. They're citizen friendly. They're everyone friendly. And that's why we were able to see her ascend to this role, because from the moment she got there, she was about the people. And this is what happens when you have women in these roles, from big things like having a family leave policy, honestly, to small things just like having a breastfeeding room for the legislators,
Yeah.
for the staff, for lobbyists. Those things don't even exist. So I always like to point out that when women get into these roles, they change things in so many ways, ways that we don't even see or really think about on a daily basis.
Mm. That is, you know, what I find interesting is that we're still talking about trying to get to what I call a proportional or equitable representation. But in Nevada, women outnumber men in the state legislature there, which is fascinating to me that that's where we are. As you just alluded to, it took some time, though. It took 15 years of a sustained effort by Emerge to actually get there, right, and have this outcome. So I would love for you to share with those who are watching, who are not knee deep in the nuts and bolts of the politics like you and I are. What does it take to actually get women to run, and what does Emerge do to try to like move to really shift the entire landscape? Because that's what you were able to do there in Nevada.
So I can talk about Nevada all day because that's my home state. And it's actually how I came to be a part of the Emerge family. I'm actually a co founder and founding board member of Emerge Nevada. And I remember us sitting around a conference room, one day talking about, can we change the face of politics in this state? And all of us were committing to do
Mm.
that. And it was the beginning of a sustained effort to recruit and train Democratic women to run. One of the things that makes Emerge so unique is that we are on the ground in these states 365 days a year doing this work. Like, we don't let up. Other people will like come and go. We are there. We are there in the community, letting women know that we need them. We need them to step up and run for office. And our training program
Mm.
is intensive, and we demystify what it takes to run for office. But when women become a part of our network, they stay a part of our network. And we are there for them from the day they enter our program to the day they declare their candidacy to when they are getting sworn into elected office. And that's how we were able to do what we did in Nevada. I remember the day after the 2016 election, it was pretty dark, and we didn't know what this would really mean for women. But what we saw was so many women emailing us, calling us, DMing us on social media saying that they wanted to run for office, that they had to step up and be the ones to make change in their community. And we saw so many of those women run and win in 2017. We saw more gains in 2018, 2019, 2020. And even last Tuesday, we did see wins. And just talking about Nevada, after 2016, when I
Mm.
was like going through the numbers, nationally, I was like, ooh, really not the best for Democrats. But when I looked at our Emerge numbers, I got to see that it was Emerge women that helped Democrats gain back control of the Nevada Assembly and the Nevada Senate.
All
And
right.
then in
Wow.
2019, I got to see Nevada become the first woman majority state legislature because of Emerge alums. And then I saw Colorado follow because of Emerge alums. I then saw
Mm.
New Mexico follow
Mm.
because of Emerge alums. And then
Mm-hmm.
this year we saw Oregon follow because of Emerge alums. And when you look at those states, those are great states for women, for families, for children, because women are leading. They are in
All right.
leadership positions, they are at all levels. That's the difference of having women in power. It makes things better, period.
Ashanti Golar, thank you so much, girl, for the work that you are doing in the streets, of course, on the ground. You are fighting the good fight, getting representation for all of us. Emerge. We will keep watching you and all of your big races that are coming up in the midterms. Definitely want to have you back to talk politics and set out the landscape, though, before then. Thank you for being
Oh,
here.
I would love to.